Hello all, this is Researcher Sprite. In re-listening to this log, I have discovered that littered all throughout it are extreme acts of violence. Although not graphic, I can see how some might be unsettled by these mentions and will provide a timestamp on screen to skip past these mentions. I believe it to be inadvisable to skip these mentions, as it would be skipping the entire first half of the log. However, if you wish to do so, I harbor no ill will towards you. Those of you who did not skip past these mentions, I do and hope you enjoy this log. Log 13. I have done something unforgivable. I cannot say exactly why I did such a thing, not because it would incriminate me, as I have already come to the conclusion that I will not be leaving this fort alive, nor is it because I do not wish for whoever is listening to this to think differently of me. You are your own person, and will come to your own conclusions. The reason I cannot say why I have done this unforgivable act is because I do not remember the exact reason. Other than the fact that I was getting slightly annoyed with Belial. Um, right. They have not explained what happened. I suppose you might have figured it out, but if you have not, I killed Belial. Belial and I never quite got along. We were able to work together well enough to survive in the forge for over 100 days, but during downtime and rest, I would try my best to avoid him to the best of my abilities. Um, But this time, when we were determining shifts, Belial was placed immediately after me. I told the corporal that I thought this was a bad idea, as we did not quite like each other, but he told me that I had to deal with it. So I did, until I had to wake him up. At first, he refused to wake up until I quite literally shook him awake. Next, he harassed me for waking him up to do his job. And lastly, he made fun of me, which was the straw that broke the camel's back. But it does not feel like I was the camel in this scenario. I blacked out, and when I came to, I was sitting on top of Belial's chest. He had black ichor dripping from his eyes and mouth and nostrils, a massive hole in his chest, and my hands were covered in wet blood and ichor. I disposed of Belial's corpse in one of the many holes torn into the floor of the forge, and stood guard for the remainder of Belial's shift. And when Israfel woke up, I told her that I woke up from hearing Belial scream as multiple, what I could assume to be auto beasts, dragged him off into the depths of the forge, and she believed me, making it much easier to convince everyone else. But to give myself some solace about what has happened, I will be reminding myself about what is to happen to Belial in the fortune, because even though I did not like him, I do not think he has done anything bad enough to be sent to the tragedy. The fortune is a location in the clouds, shimmering and beautiful castles line the golden roads. And the fortune is an ever-expanding plain that will never reach an end, as every Tophet that dies gets a castle to themselves, a realm of boundless possibilities where vibrant landscapes stretch as far as the eye can see, adorned with lush forests, cascading waterfalls, and crystalline rivers that flow with the essence of life itself. Towering spires of iridescent crystals rise above the heavens, their shimmering surfaces reflecting the myriad hues of the celestial firmament above. In the center of the plain is a castle larger and more extravagant than the others that Didna herself resides in. It appears to be made out of the fabric of fate and luck, and has countless halls adorned with copies of every faded tapestry to ever exist. Throughout the fortune, the souls of the departed find respite from the trials of mortal existence, their burdens lifted by the soothing embrace of divine grace. Here they bask in the eternal glow of Didna's favor, their every desire fulfilled within the boundless expanse of this plane. Portals are scattered around the plane that allows those within the fortune to see their descendants and how the world has changed. Um, that is all I can remember about the fortune for now. But should I recall anything new, I will inform you about it. But this finalizes my 13th log, and as such, praise be to Dinah.